Okay. I have to tell you, I listened to that song and I just... At the beginning of the song, somewhere in the beginning of Margaret's song, she says, I can use the mind I've been given to make another choice. I can use the mind I've been given to make another choice. Ernest Holmes says, trained thought is much more powerful than untrained thought. So one of the questions I have for you is, are you using your mind to train your thought? Are you training your mind how to think? It's really the only thing we have to use to create the lives we want to live. Our minds. So, I can use the mind I've been given to make another choice. And then later in the song she says, it's more than just the natural I'm looking for. It's more than just the average I'm looking for. Who wants to live an average life? Show of hands. Why am I wearing glasses? Who wants, I'll probably put them on when I look at the next quote. Who wants to live an average life? Who wants to live a normal life? I am not normal. I didn't have to tell you that probably, but you're not normal either. What is normal? What is normal other than some stereotypical level that people tell us we should live at to keep us from living where we should live? So who wants to live an average life? Who wants to live just the normal? Or as she says later on, the simple and the normal and the small. Who wants to live a small life? We are not here to live a small life. We are here to be life itself. And so this morning, I really want to disabuse you of the notion that you have to live at any level that you don't want to live at. That you have to sit on, live with, look at every day a couch you no longer want. That's what today is all about. After this month of gratitude, to really spend the time this month saying thank you, and then understand that I am gratitude. It's not what I'm grateful for, it's what I'm grateful as that really matters. She goes on to say this, and this, I love that. You're such a great lyricist, you really are. Many are the bystanders Many are the bystanders that offer up for free. I love how you said that too, for free. They tell you for free the way that it has always been, or simply why it cannot be. How many of you have people that still circle you telling you why you can't do the things you say you want to do? Put them on the couch and throw them out. Right? So it's so easy, and they do tell you for free. You don't even have to pay them, right, to tell you that, yeah, small it up, baby. Lower that light. It's just a little too bright for all of us. Right? My light is bright, and if someone finds it too bright, go to a different room. Because I'm not going to lower my light. Why would I lower my light? So it goes on to say, but this is the great part, but deeper still, there runs a river swollen with desire. I hear that phrase, swollen with desire, and my heart just explodes. Because deeper still, there is a river in me that is swollen with desire, ready to just burst if I would just tap into it and say yes to it. It beckons with a whisper, and it sets my soul on fire. Ernest Holmes says, if we are not living life from the fire of the belly, what are we doing with our life? If you are not living the passion that you are, living the life that you desire to live, if you are in any way, shape, or form settling for anything, then you're just not getting it, who you are. Swollen with desire. So, the title of my talk today is The Broken Table Leg. You might ask, where the hell did he come up with that title? And what is this about? I'm going to tell you. But first, I want to just tell you the metaphor of the table, okay? So the table represents you, your life. And the four legs on the table represents the four places in your life, the four expressions of your life where you live, which is one is health, one is prosperity, one is creative expression, and one is relationships. So that kind of covers, it's a bingo coverall of your life. health, prosperity, creativity, and relationship. Now, the table, in order for it to be firm and strong, each leg must be strong. Each leg must be full and rooted and grounded and firm. Each leg must support you and the life you want to live. You must be supported in health. If your health is not strong and firm, then you must get into your mind and do something about it, because it all starts there. That's number one. If your money, if your prosperity is giving you a problem, and let me tell you, it's one of the things I most discuss with people: lack, problems, insecurity when it comes to money. We're on day 28 of CPR. This CPR has been astounding for me to just rewrite it and go with it and really understand how we've all grown and expanded over these last 15 CPRs. So if your financial leg is weak, you must get in there and do something about it. Same thing over here with creative expression. If you are not creating from your most divine, authentic self, if you are not living a life of choice, as Ellen said, you get to choose. Why would you choose to live anywhere other than in a fully creative, expressive life? And that means success, too. Success comes with creating authentically. And then finally, relationships. Are you in right relationship to everyone in your life? If there's anyone in your life that you are not in right relationship to, that leg is wobbly and it's time to strengthen it. Most importantly, are you in right relationship to you, to yourself? So that's the table, and those are the legs. So the title of my talk is The Broken Table Leg. So, Thanksgiving Day. No, the night before, you'll do the day after, I'll go to the day before. The day before Thanksgiving, I was really in a great place of getting everything done so that my Thanksgiving would flow beautifully. I didn't want any stress. I didn't want any strain. Whoever's laughing was at my dinner. Any stress or strain. I just wanted to be, as my life is, to unfold perfectly. So I set the table. I cleaned the house. Nora and I did the stuffing. The potatoes were peeled and in pots with water. I just knew I had to just, Martha Stewart my way through the whole day the next day. And I could just turn on the oven. That would be cooked. Turn on the stove. The mashed potatoes are done. Please have a cocktail. It's just about it, right? So I went out to the garage and I grabbed this table to put as an extension, because I was having 16 people for dinner, so my table only held like 10, so I needed an extension table. So I bring the table in and I go to set it up and I notice that one of the legs is broken on the table. This was my first mistake. We have 20 tables at the center. I could have gotten in the car, driven to the center, and gotten a very firm table. I didn't. I just, in my usual way, said, you know what? It's just a little wobbly. So I'm going to just tell my son, who I'm going to put at that end of the table, don't kick the leg. Second mistake. Choose my son to be in charge of that. So I put the table up and I set this magnificent table and it's beautiful. It all looks great. And every now and then I go by and just check it and go, still a little wobbly. Okay. So the day goes along. Everything's going well. People are bringing other food in and the cooking's going well. And the turkey, best turkey I've ever made my entire life. It was just so moist. Everything was going perfectly. Although a little stressful, I will say. It was just a little stressful to be trying to micromanage and control everyone at my party. No, don't move that there. Please get from behind the kitchen. No, I'm cooking. Everyone out there. Yeah. So less Martha Stewart, more like, Zombie Joe. So anyway, the dinner's going along, and actually the food is just delicious. We're all sitting down to the dinner. At one point during soup, Will says to me, Dad, this table's a little wobbly. I said, I know. Don't kick the leg. I'm not kicking the leg. It's only wobbly because you're kicking the leg. I'm not kicking the leg. Okay, then we're fine. So I sit down, I'm eating soup, and I see the table doing this. I'm at this end of the table. There's the table down there. My table's fine, very firm. I've got the wood table, couldn't possibly fall. But I'm watching all of them down at this end. It's a little like we're on a cruiser. Clearly, we are not on a cruise. We're on land. But that looks like it's in the ocean. So I'm still saying, you know what? It's going to unfold perfectly. Everything's going to be perfect. There is no problem with this whatsoever. So I walk over, and Will's getting, by the moment, more and more upset with me because I keep going over to him saying, don't kick the leg. And he's like, I'm not kicking the leg. So now all the food comes out, which means the table's a little heavier. And we're all sitting down to our turkey and stuffing and everything, and we're sitting, and all of a sudden I hear, Dad, the table has fallen. And now the table is sitting on all of their laps. And now I'm really over it. I'm over Thanksgiving. I don't even want to do Christmas. I'm like, I am done. I'm done. I'm going to Hawaii or something for Christmas. I'm done. So I get up in a very less than spiritual manner. I walk over and I went, who kicked the leg? Will, I've told you, don't kick the leg. And he's like, I didn't kick the leg, I swear to God. And then from this end, they went, it's actually this leg. I went, what? So I go over and I look, not the wobbly leg, but the good leg has not only broken, but fallen off. It's literally on the ground. And I reach down and I go, well, this doesn't work. And now, and here's the deal. This is what, I'm really calling myself out for this. No one's doing anything, really. I mean, people are sort of trying to help, but when you're in the house of someone who controls everything, you kind of do let them handle it. So, which I'm starting to understand a little more. So I say, all right, everyone, first of all, then I'm mad at my kids because they're thinking this is the funniest thing they've ever seen. Will and Nora and Daisy and Lou are just like, so loud, I'm like, shut up. I can't have laughter right now. And Will's looking at me like, Dad, you're very stressed. Really, I'm stressed. I said, you could help me by helping me. I can't get up, the table's on my lap. So then Al and Marcy, of course, and John and all the people there were trying to help hold the table. I was like, everyone, take your plates, get away from the table, back away from the table. Take everything and get away from the table and get away from me. So everybody backed away from the table. I took the table, threw it outside, kind of where your couch went, outside. And then I took another table, opened it up, a firm table, put it down, got a tablecloth, put it on, said, now everyone, back to the table. The kids were like, no, we're good on the floor. No, you are not. Table. And so they're like, but we like the floor. Do not argue with me. So they all get up, they get at the table, we sit down, and we continue to have a beautifully calm dinner. At which point, Marcy looks at me and says, well, there's your talk title. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. Because when I really took a look at this, I was like, oh my God, I teach that the table of life is the most important thing for you to pay attention to, that it's strong. Every leg must be strong. How did I start out accepting a broken table as the beginning of my experience? And I went, oh my God, OMG, this is how it works. How many of us know we are a broken table, but continue to use it? How many of us identify with those legs of our table being off and continue to keep throwing dinner parties with the table? Continue to live our life from the perspective of this is broke, but it's okay. It's time for it not to be okay. It is time for us to put out the right table to begin with, to identify with the table that is strong, that is powerful, that knows who it is. So, the table is gone. It's history, both legs. And when I looked at it, I was shocked. Like both legs had just pulled away from the table. It just like went. But you know what? As Ellen said, my life unfolded perfectly this Thanksgiving. I wanted the most calm, beautiful Thanksgiving I've ever had. I really did. And I got one out of those three. It wasn't calm, but it really was beautiful. And it really was remarkable what I was taught from this. And later on, Will said to me, he said, you know, Dad, you got really stressed out when that table broke, but it was really funny. And I said, you know what? The fact that you thought it was funny was what was pissing me off. And he said, but why? I said, because you thought it was funny. I said, oh my God, no. Because I felt like you were laughing at me. And he said, I was. He said, Dad, the last time we used this table, Kiki said it was broken. So I called Kevin, and I was telling him the whole story, and I said, I really missed you being home for Thanksgiving. He said, yeah, because you'd have never put out that table. I was like, wow, how true. He would have gotten in the car and gone and gotten another table, but I would have missed that lesson. So, as Ellen said, where are the couches of your life? Where are the broken tables of your life? Where is it that you are accepting an image of yourself as less than perfect? Where are you accepting? Which one of those 4 table legs are you accepting as okay the way it is? I'll live with it a little longer. I'll just do it until something happens. Oh, I'll just keep these couches that I really don't want anymore until something gives me a sign. No, I'm really good because my mind gives me a sign within 24 hours, apparently. But where are you compromising? Where are you compromising your life? This whole month we got to be grateful. We got this whole month to be grateful for everything in our lives. I'm going to go back to Margaret's song for a moment, because these are the lyrics. These are the lyrics that are so important. She says, and just take a deep breath and hear these lyrics. Last night I had a discussion with a minister, a fellow minister in this science. And we got into a discussion over this idea of I am God. And the word that was used, the arrogance of thinking that. You can only imagine my reaction to that. But I stayed somewhat calm, and I just said, it's not arrogance, it's more arrogance to actually think you're not. It's more arrogant to think you are something different from God, something separate from God, something other than God. That's arrogant. And what I really understood was that the question came to me was, well, wait a minute. Okay, you're God. So here's how it was posed. You're God. Did you create the sunrise? Did you create the mountains? Did you create the sun? If you're God, go create me a mountain. I always hate when that's the argument. And I sat there and I went, that's not the point. And I was stopped for a moment, regrouped, and we finished the conversation with respect. And I said, we're just going to have to agree to disagree, that's all. Unfortunately, we're in the same religion, and that's one of the problems with this religion. It's still steeped in the past. And it's still being taught as though it's the past. When I woke up this morning, I woke up to the sunrise, and I looked at it, and I said to myself, did I create that? It was gorgeous. Did anybody see it this morning? It was gorgeous this morning. And I said, did I create that? And a voice inside of me said, you sure did. You sure did. There's nothing but God. There's nothing but creative energy. There's nothing but this life force. If that sun rose this morning, and it did, and that sky was painted the way it was, it's that in you that painted it. You are the creator of all things, but you are not the allness of it. You are that which is part of it, but all of it at the same time. So when I say I am God, I'm not saying I am all of God and you are all something else. That's not how it goes. And most people will take it as such because it keeps them in the dualistic understanding that I am less than. But when I get it, that I am responsible for that sunrise. I am one with that sunrise. I am one with that oak tree. I am one with everything. The oak tree is right outside my window too. I am one with all of it. I am that power. Now I am in my power. And Margaret's lyrics, you know, I could just cry when I think of these lyrics. She, in this song, she's saying, I want to be the greatness that shows the world who we are. I want to be that one person that Ernest Holmes talks about that gets this so clearly, that I live it so succinctly, that you can't possibly do anything but say, I'll have what she's having. The lyric is, let me shine back on the stars with equal brilliance. Think about that. Let me shine back on the stars with equal brilliance. That's gratitude. That's being grateful. When I am grateful, I shine back on the stars with equal brilliance. May I effortlessly bloom before the flowers in the spring. I mean, these lyrics, they're coming from a heart that knows that I am the sunrise. I am the flowers in the spring. I am the stars in the universe. It's not about being grateful for, it's about being grateful from. from the stars, from the flowers in the spring. It's about identifying with the all that God is so that I may live at my full potential. I am so done with, so over hearing anyone say to me anymore, you are only a part of. I am not a part of the ocean. I am the entire ocean in the drop, as Rumi says, and as Karen wrote so beautifully. And if I can live from that perspective and come from gratitude, not just go around being grateful for all the stuff I get. It's not about getting. It's about being. When I be, I get. When I be, I beget all that there is. So I'm going to really up my game with this I am God. I am going to really up my game with knowing who we all are. Because, thank you, someone has to make sense out of this teaching for a new generation, for a new understanding of it. And if that puts me way on the sidelines, great. I'm happy to be there. But it is so important for you and for me to come from this amazing understanding of divinity, personal divinity, so that you are not separate from anything, anyone, or any experience of your life. So that when a table collapses, you can actually get the message. So that when you go to put a broken table into your living room, you don't. So that when you see a couch and you say, I really should get rid of this, you do. And when you look at your life and say there are changes to be made, you make them. Why? Because you are always, always at choice. Nothing has more power than you, and nothing has more power than your mind. As Ernest Holmes says, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. It is time to untrain our thoughts from believing we are anything less than the brilliance that God is, and to start training our thoughts to know that in every area of our life. Health, prosperity, relationships, creative expression, all of it, the whole enchilada, nothing gets short-shrifted in this understanding that I am God. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.